Hi, my name is Jonas. This is Sublime Media, and on this channel I talk about records and record related stuff, but today I'm going to do a record review of one of my favorite records of all time. It's Love, Forever Changes, and I'm going to compare it to my original first US stereo press. So this is the 2LP 45 RPM MoFi edition, numbered, a beauty. But how does it compare to an original press? Let's find out. But first, cue music. Yeah, I love the intro thing. I feel it's like a good way to just get the video going. So I'm gonna try to wing this as to my best of knowledge. This is one of my favorite records of all time. I feel like this is a Desert Island disc. This is one that I've had through my late teens all the way up to now. One of those records that I have played the most in my collection, or of all the music I've ever listened to. This is one of the records that I've listened to the most. This was put out in 1967, but Love was founded in 1965 in the US, I think on the West Coast. They were signed to Elektra at the same time as the Doors, and I think that they influenced each other a lot with the sort of the sound. The first record is called Love, and the second one is called Da Capo, which is almost as good as this. But then the third release in 1967, Forever Changes, which is top 10 in my book. It's a top 10 record. It's a psych pop record, but that's not really even scratching the surface. You can't really label this record. It's one of those records, and I think it's the perfect gateway drug to other US psychedelic records. If you do the research on this one, keep digging, going down the rabbit hole, you will find so much stuff. But I think you always will come back to this record. Yeah, as I said, in my late teens, I discovered this through a buddy of mine. I had the CD in my car and I played it to death. So I went from the CD, or some CD copies, I think, and then I got a reissue. I got a early press, and not super long ago, actually, I got a first stereo US press of this. One of those records that I wanted a first press. I wanted to feel the stroke of time when playing this. It's a perfect copy and it sounds great. So when I heard about this, I started to nag MoFi to send me a review copy. Because I wanted to see how a modern take on this sounded, an audiophile take on it sounded. So MoFi did everything right, as per usual. 2LP set, 45 RPM. This is a gatefold, and which is the stereo first press is not, with a photo of the inside, and there's the backside. It's numbered edition. Mine is number 6011, so I got a number edition, not a promo edition like the one-step Joni Mitchell that I got from them to review. You also have the information here: analog master to DSD, analog console to lathe. So that's the steps that they have taken to press this. Yeah, I think that's it for the physical sort of the physical record. I want to start by talking about the sound of my original press, because I think that this is let's start with how this sounded to start with. This is not the best sounding record in my collection. Let's just put it like that. It's not a bad sounding record, but it's murky, it's a little bit laid back, it's pretty dense and compact in its sound, and maybe a good sort of representation of the records from this time period. I don't feel like there is a huge sort of detail in the sound. Every sort of instrument isn't there. It's not like sitting in on the session. It's more like listening to a recording. But with that being said, it's the sound that I grew up with, that sort of in your face sort of sound, which I love. So, which brings us to this. How does this sound in comparison? Totally different. It's like separate worlds. What MoFi did in this case is what MoFi often do, I think. They bring out the details in the tapes, and they broaden the entire thing. This is a monster when it comes to soundstage, depth, height. It's almost like it's hugging you when you're sitting in the sofa. You can hear every single instrument, and Arthur Lee is right there in the middle singing for you, almost like sitting in on the session. I think that some will love the sound of this compared to what you are used to, and some will probably not like it because it's very polished. It's a refined sort of it has a finesse that maybe some people won't appreciate. I really like it. I think it's a cool take on it. It's very detailed, and you get a totally different experience listening to this. And as I said, this is a Desert Island disc for me, which brings me to a sort of a conclusion, because I never keep 2 copies of a record. I don't have the space for it, and I don't have the money for it, to be honest. So which one am I keeping? This has to be an exception, because I'm keeping both. I can't let go of my first stereo press. Definitely not. I don't think I would, even if this sounded so much better. But this is super intriguing, awesome, very interesting. So yeah, I'm keeping both. As I said, an exception. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed my little review. Please give me comments down below, ask me questions if you have any. Also, what is your experience with this record? If you have this pressing, what's your experience of that? And maybe MoFi in general, what is your take on the Audiophile label? And yeah, I'll talk to you soon in my next video. Great day, everyone.